And I am telling you,
Yeah.
I'm not going. Ooh.
Oh, really?
I don't know if it was good.
Hello, Mijos.
Hi.
Welcome to another episode of Mija Square. That's her Mija call, guys. So if you ever see it's
Okay, mijo. So today, it's funny when we were coming up with this topic because these, like, I feel like dichos are always just ingrained
in us.
from the moment we come to this earth. It's like our moms just spit dichos at us.
Yeah, that's a fact.
So we wrote down 5 of our favorite ones, but we don't know what each wrote down.
You know what I learned? Totally off topic. So you know how we always say like bistec, ranchero, or what is the other one?
Yeah, bistec.
Bistec. Stephanie told me, she's like, dude, I'll let her tell you. What's the proper?
So I told her, you know how our parents, they're always like, oh, agarra un bistec. I saw on TikTok that there's a guy, he went to go tell, but I think he went to like a not Mexican store. And he's like, can I have bistec? And they're like, what? Like, and he was like, I felt so stupid. They're like, you mean beefsteak? No, bistec. And he was like, this whole time I thought it was a type of meat, but it was beefsteak the whole time. It's just widely known as bistec in the Mexican or maybe Latino community. What happened?
What's up, Mr. Pirate?
Hey, babe, you look bomb.
So, Mija,
checking him out.
This is a beautiful.
This is my man's. What do you want to say to the Mijas?
Hey, do the Mija call.
What's the Mija call?
My mom usually, nunca me dice, I don't remember her really using a lot. I think there's only one that I can recall that she would say as a child. I feel like my sisters know more because I'm, but one of them is querer es poder.
The fact that you want something means that you can do it.
Just making
That's
sure
what querer es poder.
Yeah, that's my mom has told me that. I really don't have much about it. That she tells me that now, de grande, in my 30s. She'll look at me, she's like, pues mija, querer es poder. And I'm like, yeah, okay. And I walk away. But what about your mom? ¿Qué te ha dicho tu madre?
So, a lot. Well, this one is kind of like similar to the one in English.
Mm-hmm.
So, no hay mal que por bien no venga. So, that one means like, there's no bad that can happen that something good won't come and happen also because of that bad thing. Like, for example, like, I don't know if you saw in the news that plane in Brazil.
Your makeup looks really good.
Thank you.
But no, what about Brazil?
The plane in Brazil that it went down. Did you hear about that? There was a plane in Brazil que like se cayó. But I think shortly after it took off, it malfunctioned and all 62 passengers passed away. They had overbooked the flight, so there was more people supposed to be on it. They didn't get on it because they were told like through the app to go to a different gate, so they missed the flight.
That was a grace. It wasn't their time.
Yeah, it wasn't their time. So that's why it's like no hay mal que por bien no venga.
That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna put that in my pocket.
Yeah, because so now more than ever, I'm like, if I'm late to something, it's because I'm meant to be late.
There's times where like things are just not going my way, and it's like, you know what? Por algo. So there is a story I read online, and it kind of, reminded me of that. There's a story I read online of these two gentlemen. There was these two young kids, right? They were like young adults, and they were playing video games. And, they got the munchies, and they thought, what, let's go to Mickey D's. So se paran, they put on their sweaters, they start getting ready, and as they're heading towards the front door, and he puts his hand on the doorknob, suddenly, okay, so he puts his hand on the doorknob, they make it to the car, and they're driving, and then all of a sudden, they get hit by this truck, and it T-bones, and they fly out, and he literally recalls, like, I died. He's like, and at that moment, I took my hand off the doorknob and I realized that I had a premonition of our death. And what makes it even more like crazier is, I hope it made sense in the story, but what makes it even more crazier is the moment that he removed his hand from the doorknob, his friend like was standing there and he started crying, and he turned around and he asked his friend, did you see that? He's like, I saw that. So they ended up staying home. But it kind of reminded me a little. That's crazy, right?
Crazy, yeah.
I think stuff like that does happen.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Is it, what would you call that? A premonition or?
Yeah, premonition or instinct or intuition.
Something.
Because speaking of that, I don't know if I talked about it before. Did I? I don't know if I talked about it in our last video of our childhood memories, but I was supposed to die.
Yeah, you told me about that. Did you say it?
I don't know if I said it. I don't. But if I,
you know what? For all time's sake, go for it, because I want to know.
If I didn't say it, I was not supposed to be here. But like when I was 6 years old, I remember I had stayed home from school. My brother and the two kids that were my babysitter's kids back in the day, they went to school and I stayed because I wasn't feeling well. And I was kind of just like bored in the house, and there was a stop sign in front of her apartment that I loved playing at. And I would just like do circles and climb it, and it was like, I don't know, it was like my favorite thing to do. My babysitter I was like, oh, can I go outside and play? And she's like, yeah, just stay where I can see you. And her window was directly in front of that stop sign.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay. So I was just playing around there. I was like, having fun or whatever. And I specifically heard a voice say, go up the stairs. Go to the stairs. Because she lived on the second floor. And I was like on the bottom of where the street is. So yeah. I was like, I remember being like, no, I don't want to go. And like, I felt like this tugging, like my intuition was strong. Like I need to go up the stairs immediately. And so I heard the voice again, and I was like, fine. Like I remember saying out loud,
what a little brat.
Oh. Yeah, I was like, I was mad because I just wanted to play. So I was like, fine. So I go up the stairs, and I sit down, and I'm like, I'm just like looking out at the street. And literally like a minute later, Cynthia, I kid you not, a car loses control of the steering wheel, hits that stop sign, and goes into the neighbor, like on the bottom part of the apartment complex, goes through their window into their living room.
Yeah, that's God's grace. I believe in God's grace, and that was God's grace. It was not your time.
Yep, it wasn't my time.
Praise God on that.
So that's like my mom says, like, no hay mal que por bien no venga.
That's a good one. That's
a good one.
That's
it's
a good
wise one.
All right, the one I got is pretty basic. Un perro que ladra no muerde. Okay, which means, okay, you know those people who they're always talking about how hard they are, or maybe you guys interpret it a different way, and that's fine. Let me know down in the comments what you think. But the way I interpret it is, there's always people who le echan mucha sal al taco. That's another one. They're just yeah,
I'm big and bad,
and I've done this and I've done that. And I remember being in school and hearing that in my head. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, you're not all that, right?
They're like little chihuahuas.
Yeah, but when push comes to shove, you chicken out. You're not this big talk, big game type of thing. So I don't know. I thought that was a good one. Mm-hmm. I mean, Mija, let's hear one of yours. Yours are good. And I'm basic.
The other one that I remember, I told you, you're gonna laugh.
What?
Andando y meando.
Oh, my mom says, caminando y meando para no ser hoyo.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's just like, and I'm sure, please tell me if your parents ever told you that. Hey, andando y meando. Like, andando y meando meaning like, okay, you're doing this, but like do something else while you're doing that. Like.
So it differs a little bit. Yours says andando y meando. My mom says andando y meando para no ser hoyo. Because you know how when you just stay in one spot, you make a hole.
Yeah, with your feet. Yeah,
that's a good one. I like that. And what do you interpret that? You gotta move, do something,
like,
don't just stand there.
Like, yeah, if you're like, for example, perfect time, right? If I'm on the toilet, I'm gonna be editing some sort of content.
Two birds with one stone.
Yep. Or like if I'm talking on the phone with mi jota right here, you know, my mom will be like, andale, andando y meando, talking on the phone and ponte a hacer qué hacer. To this day.
Let's say I remember since my childhood, because my mom would always tell me this. And it was, el hombre llega hasta donde la mujer permite.
Oh, yep. That's a good one. My mom's always told me that one too.
Yeah, so like, you know, when you guys, like, you meet this guy, right? You're like, oh, mijo, you're so handsome. And you guys are starting off good, first base. You're talking, getting to know each other. A guy literally goes as far as a woman leads him or wants. It's literally up to you.
A good guy will usually respect as far boundaries, or as far as a woman wants to go. So if you're like trying to find somebody who serious, you know, you're not gonna give it up on the first date. You know, you're gonna wait it out and see. And usually a man will respect that.
I feel like the whole idea of waiting, of waiting and all that, it's non-existent now.
Yeah, it's non-existent.
I mean, look at the whole, you know, Tinder when it came into existence. It's all booty call.
Tinder is booty call.
That's all it is. It's a booty call.
I'm so glad. Like, it's no shade to, like, if you guys are Gen Z and watching this, it's no shade to you guys. I'm so sorry if you are trying to find like a real serious, like a relationship that's real and serious and all that, because I know it's probably super hard.
I'm not trying to shame anybody. If you do that, then you do it. It's in our reality, it's up to you. You're an adult or you're making your own choices. Okay, you do it. But going back to the saying that I said, you have control over your body and over your life. That's something I'm learning, and I'm learning a little too late, but I'm learning. So from a 30-year-old woman to whoever's listening, you have control over your life. If you are a young man or a young lady who's like, hey, you know what? Like, yeah, I want some galleta or I want some pepino, you know, then okay, you did it. But then you're growing up and you realize, you know what? I don't think I want to give up my galleta that easy. I don't think I want my cookie crumbled so right away. Then, mija, it's up to you. Yeah. It's literally a guy that genuinely wants, and I've learned this, a guy that genuinely wants you is going to respect the boundaries that you set. Yeah. You set those boundaries. Yep. You know what?
The woman really does set the boundaries.
And so do men too.
Control the head.
Yeah.
Period.
Cookie's really powerful. It is a very powerful tool. But it's up to you. If you're looking for someone, you know, special, and you want like your forever mijo, you know, and you want your lifelong, then don't give up the cookie so quick. Set the standards, set the boundaries, and if he responds correctly and he's like, you know what, I'm down for what you have, let's go, what's up, I feel you, vice versa, set it up and do it.
Yeah, but if you history.
But if you give it up quickly, that's just, you know, that can just be you saying that's not something what I want. I just want to get poked all day, every day, you know, with different people. Then that's you. It's literally all up to you.
Okay, so dime con quién andas y te diré quién eres.
Oh.
So we're mentas. We're pensativas.
Straight up. You know, my little sister, she told me once, she's like, you and Nutters are very much alike, but we're also very different.
My mom also says par de aretes.
Your mom says that?
Well, she just says it like when I'm with my friends, she's like, par de aretes. Yeah, that we're like literally the same. So that goes to show, like, dime con quién andas y te diré quién eres.
Yeah.
And it's true. Even the Bible says it.
Yeah. Birds of a feather flock together. That's not a biblical thing, but.
Yeah. But that's another dicho in English, huh?
Yeah. Birds of a feather flock together. That's one other. I just started, like, I used to be someone that really didn't drop people. I would just be like, oh, that's them, whatever, you know. But after literally thinking of your sayings, but in English, I realized, like, yeah, you know, I don't think I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk to them anymore. And I dropped people for it. Like, there's these people I used to work with when I used to do Lyft. and I did not agree with their lifestyle. And I'm like, I'm not perfect. I'm not a santita. Yo también tengo cola, but I didn't agree with their lifestyle. All right, next one. My mom always tells me this, and it's so annoying, but it's true. Cuando tú vas, yo ya fui 20 veces y me eché 5 vueltas. Does your mom ever tell you that? It is, dude, it's so my mom right there.
That's funny.
So
That's
my
funny.
mom. So basically, it's nothing new is under the sun. Like where you're going, where you're going. I already went. I already know what's gonna happen. I already know the beginning of the movie. I already know the end of the movie. I already know.
I've already lived it.
Yeah, I already lived it. She always throws it at me when I'm like, yeah, mom, but what about this? And she'll be like, Donde tú vas? Yo ya fui, and it's like, oh my gosh. Okay, mom. Yeah, it's so
But
annoying.
it's true because they've gained more wisdom because they've been on this earth longer.
And then there we are as youngsters thinking we know everything.
Yeah.
Isn't that annoying?
Dude, I wish I could slap my younger self so many times. I'm like, wow, I really thought at 12 years old I was grown. I really did. Like, I was like, I'm 12. Like, okay, and
Give me an incident of where you thought you were grown.
I just remember thinking that, like, wow, I'm 12, I'm a woman, like, because I got my period. Like, oh yeah, you are.
Mine was so different.
Oh, girl, I wish I could just back my head.
I was different. Mine was, maybe I did have that mentality. I don't remember, but what I do remember is when I started hearing, instead of that, like, people refer me as that woman instead of that girl, I freaked out. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm getting so old que ya me dicen vieja. Instead of, esa niña, esa señorita, esa vieja. Like, damn, I'm already at that point. Really sad. I don't think I ever had that moment. But all right, your turn.
Okay, the next one that I have. Luz de la calle y oscuridad de tu casa.
You gotta explain that.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Like that you're
a
sweetheart on the outside, but the home they know the dark side.
Yeah, that's me.
They know
it really is me. You don't even know
that, like, I'm like horrible to the people in my family, but I'm like such a sweetheart to the rest of the world. Why are we like that? Like, why is it that way? I think because they see us for who we really are. Like, they see the good, the bad, the ugly, the cute, the not so cute. So yeah, what do you think about that one? The luz de la calle oscuridad.
It's true. Okay, so I used to assume I was a nice person until this woman and my family members were like, no, you're a total B word. And I didn't believe it, but I'm beginning to see it. So that's facts. That's all I gotta say about that. Mija, am I a nice person?
I'm not nice either. Like, okay. Like, people who know me, like this one. And, like, probably Lucy too. I feel like she knows me.
Girl, we all know you.
Yeah, like, yo tengo mis defectos. I'm not that much of a sweetheart, especially if I'm in a bad mood, I'm hungry,
Hungry,
but
one.
Most of the other people that don't know me like that, they probably be like, oh, she's such a sweetheart, she's so cute, she's so nice. This is not. No, I can be rude. I can be rude. Yeah.
I do a lot of things that are kind of like annoying. She'll be like, my gosh, mija, there you go, abriendo las cosas that don't belong to you. Dude, God. Even her mom has looked at me like, I remember one time her mom was sitting down and I was like, oh, what's this? And she literally was like, I'm like, what? She's like, you grab everything that doesn't belong to you. And it's like, yeah, so leave me alone. Like when she got her breast pump, I'm like, oh, and I started opening it, and there she goes. Here goes Stephanie. Oh my gosh, mija. You didn't even ask her. Did you ask me, like, oh, can I open it? She's like, pues ya lo hiciste.
Ya para qué me preguntas. Ya lo abriste.
El valiente vive hasta que el pendejo quiera. That's a good one.
Explain that one, because I want to, like.
The way my mom explained it to me, because when she's doing it, I'm like, what? She's like, all right. There's people who are quiet, right? El calladito. And then there's people who are loudmouth. Oh yeah, this and that. It's very similar to un perro que ladra no muerde. So you're over here like, oh, And then finally, cuando se cansa el calladito y le parte su madre, that's when a mom said it, todo cambia. El valiente gets humbled. Very similar. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
That's how she explained it to me, and I thought, Mom, that's a good.
Dude, I have a good example of that.
Go for it.
I remember yo tenía la maña, and I don't know where I got it from because my mom don't mess around.
I don't think anyone
Agarré
does.
la mañita de arremedarla at one point.
You would do that?
Yes,
My mom
dude.
would have knocked me. Dude, my mom would have knocked my teeth out.
Dude, and it was, I think I might have been like 18 at that time. And so my mom would tell me stuff and I'd be like, and she's like, no me andes arremedando, Estefania. And she told me, and she would give me warning after warning. And then one day I remember we were at the laundromat, dude. We were washing clothes. And my mom's like, Estefany, ven acá. And I was like, ay, ¿qué quieres, mom? Like, what do you want? And she's like, no me digas así con actitud, te rompo el hocico.
And he meant it.
And I was like, no me digas con actitud, te rompo el hocico. And boom, dude, she slapped me in front of everyone, gave 0 F's, dude. Who was around? She didn't care. The cops could have been there. She didn't care. My mom did not give one damn. Okay? Naomi said, I don't care. She slapped me across my face. She straight slapped me across my face. And did I ever do it again?
No.
Never.
And we learn.
Never. Everyone was looking at me, bro.
Y te sentiste como una
I
pensativa,
felt stupid, dude. I felt hella stupid because they saw me arremedando a mi mom, too.
You know what? The mamá would have said, me estás llenando los zapatos de piedritas. And that's what I know. I'm gonna get it. Has anyone ever used that? She used to be like, Ira Cintia me está. So she used to go like this. That sounds like te agarras. Has your mom ever done that,
bro?
Has your mom ever done that though? Like when you're like,
oh yeah, like this.
Yeah, like te agarras. She literally would go, and I really know, oh, shit. And I'll be praying, please. I pray that she forgets. And then you get home and they don't forget. Dude, but yeah, she used to always say, me estás llenando los zapatos de piedritas or something. I'd be like, that was pretty self-explanatory.
I never disrespected my mom again from that day on. Never. And I'm sure the people there smiled too. They were like,
merecido.
Who's at those lavanderias? All the Latino people. They're like, yo la hubiera agarrado de las greñas. People in that laundry room would have been like, yo también me lo hubiera bofeteado. So I felt stupid. I literally felt stupid.
I think this generation needs that.
Cynthia, I think that's a little controversial. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Do you think so? I personally think they need to. Yeah.
I think there does need to be more discipline.
Yeah, that's my whole point.
Yeah, like the brakes need to be pumped a little bit. There should be. It's like with everything. You can't be extreme on either side. You can't be too strict because then you're not allowing your kids to make mistakes,
or to express feelings, and emotions,
their feelings and stuff like that. And then on the other end, it's like you let your kid do what you want, walk all over you. Then it's like, who's the parent? Yeah. Like what's going on? So definitely, I feel like we need a medium.
I think I'm just speaking like reality, truth. I really think that we lack discipline these days.
I think a lot of generations have probably thought that of the newer generations.
Yeah,
I really do, because there's stuff that the 90s kids too. It's like so many different things. I'm sure all the music videos that the older generation saw are like, oh my gosh, that never would have happened in our days, blah blah blah, and then it's just gotten progressively just more do what you want.
We do. The 90s kids do, because I talk back. That's like a given. But arremedar, dude, no. Mama would not. Even ahorita de grande, dude, she'll freaking knock me out.
Oh, my mom will knock me out too.
She don't care.
I mean, she doesn't have the strength right now, but I'm sure she'd probably throw a shoe at me for sure. This other one, my suegra says it all the time. Crías cuervos para que te saquen los ojos.
That's dark.
Yeah.
It's a Greek story about that, but keep going.
There is?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. Crías cuervos para que te saquen los ojos is like, usually parents will say that to their kids. Because, you know, what I feel like once kids get to a certain age, because they're trying to be independent and apart from you, then their thoughts, their friendships, you know, it's really sad because I have that to look forward to and I'm not looking forward to it. But
good luck, Mija.
I know. I'm already getting a little taste of it, and she's small and cute now, but I know that it's not gonna be cute when she gets older. But yeah, it's crías cuervos para que te saquen los ojos, because one day, you know, you don't know what your faults were as a parent raising them. You know, you think you're doing the best, and they might have a different experience from you, and they're gonna probably be like, no, you did this and that, blah 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 blah, y va a sacar los ojos.
What's your opinion on that?
I don't think there's anything wrong with them expressing themselves or saying what's on their mind, but in a respectful, communicative way. Like, don't cuss at me, don't disrespect me, period. You can go ahead and tell me, okay, like, I think you did this, I think you did that. That's your, okay, this is why, you know? I feel like anything can be squashed out through communication.
I agree with that.
Because like, if I'm just gonna get mad and like be reactive because I can't control my emotions, that makes me the bad parent, I feel like, or a worse parent. So,
or you're frustrated with your day and you take it out on your kids.
Yeah, that's not right. And if I do ever do that, because I have like taken it on my kids, or well, on my kid, because the other one, he's too tiny, but
he's so cute.
I have taken it on my daughter or on Eman, you know, and it's like okay, like, I need to chill, you know, and I have to go back and humble myself, apologize, and be like, hey, mommy was having a tough day, you know, mommy's not feeling that great, so I'm sorry that I yelled, you know. I have to go back and apologize because that's the right thing to do.
So I guess that's all for today.
Yes.
Thank you so much for being with us here at Mija Square.
Don't forget to subscribe. Turn on the bell
Please
notifications.
leave your comments.
If you're listening on any of the streaming services, please leave us a review, a kind one, please, if possible. But if you don't like us and you want to leave us a bad one, go ahead too.
That's fine. Tell us what you think.
Yeah, we want to hear the criticisms.
Please leave comments, interact with us. I want to know your dichos too. If you guys have any English, even in Japanese, Chinese, Russian, I don't care where you're from. I want to know it all. Just translate it, guys. Please, I'm sorry. No disrespect. But anyway, have a good one, guys.
Bye.
Bye.